Okay, everybody, my name is Steve Koenig. I'd like to do a quick sound check just because we have changed over speakers right now. If you could do me a favor, if you can hear me loud and clear, what I would like you to do is I would like you to type in something that's called 5 by 5 or an X by X, 5x5. So if you can hear me clearly, do me a favor, just type in 5 by 5. It's a military term. And what it means is the first 5 stands for the strength of the signal or the loudness, and then the second one stands for the clarity. So if you can hear me loudly and clearly, just type in 5 by 5. So Joan, I've got you, John and Jerry, everyone else. Hey, also, I love to travel. Renee kind of talked about that. Do me a favor, go ahead and type in where you are calling in from. I love to know where everybody's calling in from. We've got many cities, many states. We have people from all around the world. So if you want to type in where you're calling in from, that would be awesome. That way I kind of have an idea of where everybody's. Hey, Jerry, Las Vegas, my wife is there right now for a conference, for a work-related conference. Edward in Wisconsin. I'm in Minnesota. I'm actually in the Twin Cities. I'll talk about that a little bit later. So I got Edward, I got Gary in Houston, Edward in Toronto, welcome. Mike in Dallas, Bert in Brussels, been there, Lithuania, Georgia. I'm glad you put the Georgia, because otherwise I would have thought over in Europe, Winnipeg, Daryl. Hey, Kent, hello there. We got UK, William, Louisville. Okay, good. Go ahead and keep that coming. That also helps me know that you can hear me. Now, throughout my presentation, it's essential that I know if you're understanding something. So just like you're doing right now, you're typing in the 5 by 5 or where you're calling in from. In that same chat box, I do ask that when I ask questions, they could be yes, no questions, why, scale of 1 to 10, put in a number. Could you do me a favor? Could you please make sure to put in those? It really helps me make sure that you are understanding everything out there. Is that fair enough? Give me a yes if that sounds fair. Just want to make sure everybody understands. In order for me to do the best job possible with you, just keep them coming, the responses. It helps me do that. Okay, good. You've got my screen. Now, hopefully everybody understands there's risk involved anytime you are trading or investing in the markets. So what that means is you don't want to invest money you can't afford to lose, okay? You want to follow what's called proper equity management. Some people call it as risk management, because losses are a normal part of the process. Now, we are not CTAs. I'm not a commodity trading advisor, so I can't trade for you. You have full control. But what we do here is we guide you, assist you, teach you, mentor you. But ultimately, at the end of the day, it is you deciding whether or not to enter the trade. Okay, you have full control. And more importantly, I think not only whether you enter the trade, but with how large a position. Okay, give me a yes or a Y for short if this makes sense. Want to make sure everybody is still with me. I've got that. So I appreciate Dennis, Stu, Terry, Billy, Daryl, Alexander, Kent, John, Michael, Patricia, Diane, John. I've got David. Hey, Naples, how you doing? Patricia, Asim, Bill, Diane, Vicky, William. Good. Go ahead and keep those coming. I really appreciate that. Now basically, what this part of the presentation is today, it's designed for one reason, and it's designed to see if currency trading, what we call as Forex trading, is for you. Now, some people do it part-time, they make part-time income. Some people do it full-time, they make full-time income. Once you know what you're doing, you trade part-time and you make full-time income, okay? Now, maybe it's new for you, or maybe you've been looking at this for years. It's not for everyone, but for that reason, I commend you today on being here to find out more. I'm not gonna take your time for granted. I appreciate your time. Now, this is a live presentation right now. It is 10:48 a.m. Eastern time on Tuesday, October 10th. I am seeing Scotty and Stu and Alexander. I'm seeing all of your comments. Thank you for keeping them going. My name is Steve Koenig. As Renee kind of shared with you, I've actually been investing in the market since I was 18. I don't know what happened, but when I was 18, I had a little extra money. I searched out a stockbroker through the yellow pages, found a guy that would work with me, and I got into utility stock. And I made a little bit of money on appreciation. I made a little bit of money on dividends. And from that, literally from that there forward, I was hooked into actively investing or trading. Now, if you have what I call as the trader bug, if you have the trader seat, if you know you're going to be doing this until the day you die, until the day you are physically not able to do it, if you've got this investing, trading bug, do me a favor. Just type in the word bug, B-U-G, in this chat box like you've done, because maybe you're like me or like others that once you understand the market, once you see it, you get the bug and it stays with you. So what happened is my wife and I, we were great savers, saved a lot of money. I did buy and hold investing to traditional stocks, mutual funds, did buy and hold, okay? And then in 2008, the worldwide recession hit and the US stock market went down over 55%. My wife and I, we lost over 2/3 of our life savings in a matter of a year, okay? If you lost a bunch of money in the 2008 worldwide recession, just type in me, M-E, if you lost a bunch of money. Because my wife and I, we'd been saving for 20 years, okay? We were great savers, and in a matter of 1 year, we lost 65%, 2/3 of 20 years worth of savings, okay? And I vowed then and there, never again would I let that happen. So that's when I really got serious about learning technical analysis. And then I got good at it. Just like you guys are checking us out and looking at different programs, I got an education. I went to a school, okay? I got an education. I got a mentor. I'll be talking about that in a little bit. And then I started to have success. And I remember that first year I got to my tipping point, and that first year I did 78% return on investment for the year, 78%, okay? Now that's 6.5% a month. Now I don't know about you, but for me, I was ecstatic, and things have been going great ever since then. Today, I am semi-retired. I work from home, if you want to call this work. On average, every day, I probably spend about 30 to 45 minutes looking for trade setups. I put them on. I put them on what's called set and forget. So I find the trades, I put them on, I have my entry, my stop, my target, and I walk away from the computer and I live life. I'm married, I have a beautiful wife, a wonderful 9-year-old daughter. I'm very active. Right before this presentation, before school, I got her ready. I was helping her out. I was doing her homework, helping her with her homework, and it's great. So that's a little bit about myself. So I've got many years. I've got my MBA. I've got my master's. I'm a former stockbroker, just to let you know that as well. So I've worked with thousands and thousands of people, but I have so much better teaching people. That's my background, is a teaching aptitude to let me do that. So let me talk about this. I want to do something. I want to do a little survey just so I know where to start. Let me ask you about your experience level in the Forex market, in the currency market, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being a beginner and 10 being somebody who's making a 6-figure income trading the Forex market. Put in a 1 through 10, whatever your experience level, if you want mine in the chat box, okay? So again, a 10 would be somebody who is consistently profitable, making over $10,000 a month. A 1 would be somebody checking it out. Maybe you've never placed a trade. You're getting information to begin with, and something of that nature. So do me a favor. Go ahead and type in your number. So I've got Jerry at a 0.5. Okay, got it. Jeff, definitely a beginner. Joan and Diane and Michael, Alexander, Jinrod, David, Kent, a bunch of 1s. I've got 1.6, Bill. I see that. Bert as a 2, Patricia as a 1. You know, the vast majority, 90% plus of what I've got here are probably new, and that's great. That's fantastic. We've got some great information for you. Now, this is what we call as a zero-sum game, and what that means is the losers pay the winners. Okay, the losers pay the winners. And if you find yourself losing more often than you would like, what you are doing is you are paying people who have more experience and more training than you do. And the only thing that separates the winners from the losers is the winners have got a proper trading education and proper experience. So if we can get you to that level, okay, you can start having consistent profits and you can be successful. Now, I'd like to introduce you to somebody. I would like to introduce you to somebody by the name of Jared Martinez. Now, Jared is the founder and creator of MTI, but before he founded MTI, he was a trader. Just like you guys are checking us out, he started off on his own. He liked the Forex market. He had some successes, some failures, and then he saw something. He saw something that repeated itself over and over and over again in the markets. I'm excited because I'm going to show you his secret formula in just a couple of minutes. But he discovered something. Now, back then, when he started 30 years ago, there wasn't the technology. He had to do this by hand. He would print out the charts. He would take a ruler. He would take a different device, a pencil, and he would draw something. And he discovered something. He discovered a pattern that repeated itself over and over and over again in the markets. And he was able to start trading on that, and he started to have success, and he started to have a lot of success. Well, then people around him, they knew him, they saw he was successful, and they said, hey, Jared, could you teach this to us? He said, sure. So he did that. And then those two people told their friends, and then it was a half a dozen. They told their friends, and then it was 15 people. And before you know it, it was so many people that he couldn't do it on his own that he created MTI. But before I get that, Jared is now called the FX Chief. That's his nickname, okay? We just call him the Chief for short. He likes that. He's positive. He's kind of literally the father of trading Fibonaccis in the Forex market, okay? He's been doing this for 30 years. He is a best-selling author. He's an international renowned speaker. He's been featured on many, many different business programs. As a matter of fact, he has created the only Forex course that is recommended for college credit in major universities. Just a phenomenal gentleman. But again, he couldn't do it on its own, so he created MTI, and that stands for Market Traders Institute. So we were actually, the doors opened in April of 1994. So we are 23, actually 23 and a half if you're counting. We're over 23 years old, and we are located in Orlando, Florida. That is our international corporate headquarters. Now, if you are a business owner, okay, you know that being in business for 23 years is a big thing. You've got to be doing something right if you've been doing it for 23 years, especially in this industry. We have stood the test of time. We are rock solid, okay? Now, we've had some great things. We are one of the best companies to work for. We're based in Florida. We were featured in Inc. magazine in 2016 as the 592nd fastest growing company. We've been told in 2017 we've made the top 500, and people that come through MTI are more profitable. They are 103% more profitable than people that do not. Now, what I think really helps us understand, or help people understand and do better, okay, I want you to be doing, I want you to focus in on three things, okay? The first off is education. We provide world-class education. I think we've got the best instructors out there, the format, the education, the tools, everything we provide with it is world-class. And when you become a student here, not only do you get an education once, you can retake it for lifetime. It's over and over. I think we've got the incredible education. The second thing we provide, though, is the software and the tools. See, you could have a great education, but if you don't have the tools to support it, it won't do any good. Think of somebody learning to be a carpenter. You could go to a great carpenter school, but if you don't have the proper tools, you still won't be able to build something. We have great software and tools. I'm going to demonstrate those in a little bit, but this is the third item that I really, truly believe makes us stand out. Mentorship. Could you all do me a favor? Could you just type in the word mentorship? Could you just type in the word mentorship right now in the chat box? Write it down in your notes. Write it down in the chat box, because this is so important, okay? This is so important. Mentorship. I want you guys to write this down, because this is what's going to make us stand out above the whole rest. There's other places that provide education. There's different places that provide software. I think we offer the perfect combination, but it is the mentorship that really makes us stand out. So thank you for everyone that's typing in and writing down mentorship, because we actually have a 24-hour-a-day trading room. I want you to write this down. 24 hours a day. You can be a part of that any single time. So we've got education, we've got software, and we have the mentorship. So we teach and mentor. Having a mentor is critical. Our company motto is, we never leave a client behind. So should you decide to move forward, become a student of MTI, I want to let you know something. We're going to work with you and work with you and work with you until you get it, until you get to your tipping point and you have that great success. Now, speaking of mentorship, okay, speaking of coaching and mentoring, I want you to write this down. We've got a special session going on tomorrow night, Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, okay? We've got a special Eurowave prediction session. We're going live tomorrow night. This is a special live session. Now, we have closed out positions in the last week where our students have made thousands of pips, thousands of dollars, okay? Now, we normally only allow experienced people into this trading session, but we are allowing 11 people from this Investors Inspiration presentation today. We're going to allow 11 people from this presentation to attend. Now, we've got to keep this small. We keep it very limited. It's interactive. Now, if you are interested in being one of those 11 people, what I'd like you to do right now is type in your number in the chat box. Okay, just type in your number, and if you wouldn't mind, when you're typing your number, just add in the initials EW. EW. That just stands for the Euro Wave Prediction. So the very place where you guys are typing in the ones, the mentorship, that's the chat box. So if you are interested in finding out about what it would take to attend the special session tomorrow night, all you need to do is type in your telephone number with the initials EW. Now, Josh, he's one of the person on the left. He's one of our instructors here. In one of his accounts, he's up over 11,000 pips in the last 6 months. That would equate to over $110,000, and that's just one of many of his accounts. Gary, right here to the right, he is up over 25,000 pips this year in the last 9 months. He is winning 84% of his trades. That's over $250,000 that he's done trading the standard lot. That's the quality. That's the quality of the people here. So if you'd like to attend tomorrow night, excuse me, if you'd like to attend this tomorrow evening, please type in your number in the chat box to see if you qualify. And if you wouldn't mind, like I said, go ahead and add EW. So Michael, I've got you. Thank you. Alexander, I see your phone number. Estelle and Wayne, wonderful. I've got that. Hey, Clayton, could you do me a favor? Could you type in your number as well with the EW? That's kind of what we're looking for, as the fact that you say you've got that. Trader NA, I've got you. Hey, Trader NA, could you do me a favor? Could you just type in your first name as well? We've got more than one person that logged in as Trader NA, and I want to make sure that we can get that seat for you. Okay, so I've got Clayton, so Edward, I've got you there as well. So go ahead, if you want to keep those coming, feel free to do so, because we are predicting over 1,000 pips of movement in the next 5 trading days. That's huge. That's that's huge. We've got 2,000 to 3,000 pips of movement in the next 2 to 3 weeks that we're expecting. And you know, a lot of this really comes down to performance. Okay, a lot of this just comes down to performance. These are what our students are saying right now, and you might not know what a pip is. If you trade a standard lot, you can make $10 a pip. You can make $10 a pip. So Tom right here, hey, he is up 2,080 pips. Okay, I've got Dan Riggs over here making 5,500 pips a week. Now, not everybody is making 5,500 pips a week. What if you're making that in a month? I got Hayward right here, made 4,800 pips. So Clayton and Gaylord and Edward, I've got your thank you. Hey, Trader NA, it just makes it easier if you type in your first name. That way we can make sure we've got the proper NA in that. So what I'm going to be doing is, let me go on here. I'm going to be changing this over. Okay, I'm going to be showing you some trades today. I'm going to show you how you can start making today. I'm going to show you how you can follow a couple of very, very, very simple strategies, how to generate some extra income. And I'm going to talk about something called the Power Fibonacci strategy. And it can help you generate pips and income on a consistent basis. Okay. Now, when this presentation is done, I'm going to give everyone here the opportunity to become a student here 60 days risk-free. Okay. Now, just ask yourself, can you see yourself learning this? Okay. Can you set aside 30 minutes each day to learn this? Now, this is not get rich quick. Okay, this is a skill set. Okay, once you learn it, think about riding a bike. My daughter's 9, and we struggled. She struggled riding a bike. She's great at swimming, great at gymnastics. Riding a bike took her a little bit, but once she learned how to do it, she can do it over and over and over again. Okay, so that's what we're talking about in the skill set. Hey, Fred, just to let you know where you just typed, that's the chat box, or it might be called the question box. Okay, and Mike, if you're interested, Mike, if you could type in your number, I just want to make sure that's that. So Fred, you got the right spot. Okay, so this is a skill set. Okay, so as we're going throughout this presentation, ask yourself these questions. Can you see yourself doing this? Would you be happy with this income? Can you set aside 30 minutes a day? Because if the answer is yes, I believe that you are on your way to financial independence. And to me, financial independence means being able to do what you want, when you want, where you want, with who you want. Okay, so my promise to you is as follows, is by the end of my time, I've got about 90 minutes. By the end of my presentation here, you are going to fully understand the potential in the Forex market. And you'll see that it is something that a person can do part-time. Okay, we believe that if you cannot learn this from MTI, you won't be able to learn it from anyone else in the world. It's a bold statement. It's a bold statement. We believe that if you can't learn this from MTI, you won't be able to learn it anywhere else. Now, I've got a lot of newer people, which is great. I know I have a couple of veterans. Veterans, if you've got a little bit more experience, if you wouldn't mind, just give me about 5 minutes. I just want to do some basic information. I want to bring everybody up to speed. Now, what is the Forex market? What does it exactly mean? Well, the Forex market, it stands for foreign exchange. And all they did is they took the first couple letters of the two words, foreign exchange, and they came up with Forex. And all Forex is, it's exchanging one currency for another. Yes or no? Have you ever traveled from one country to another country where you had to exchange money? So that's it. Just a real simple question. Have you ever had it where you had to exchange money from one country to another? Just type in yes, okay? Because that's all foreign exchange is. That's all the Forex market is. It's exchanging one currency for another. So if you live in the United States, for example, and you travel over to Europe, you're probably going to exchange US dollars for euros. Guess what? You just did a Forex transaction. And when you travel back, let's say you come from Europe back to the US, you're going to exchange euros back to US dollars. That's another Forex transaction. That's it. Now, I've traveled over to Europe many times, and the exchange rate changes. So that's what we do. All the Forex market does, it trades the fluctuations of the exchange rate between two currencies. Now, it always trades in pairs, like the US dollar euro, the euro Swiss franc, the Swiss franc Japanese yen. It's just exchanging one currency for another. Now, there are many currencies out there. There's many different countries with their own currencies. We only trade 8. We only trade these 8: the US dollar, the Canadian dollar, the euro, the British pound, the Japanese yen, the Swiss franc, the Australian dollar. Sometimes we call it the Aussie, the New Zealand dollar. We'll call it the Kiwi. Okay. The reason we trade those 8, they are politically and financially stable. They'll still move. There's still volatility, but we're not fearful that the country is going to go bankrupt. Okay, so you've probably heard of these 8 currencies. Okay, so that's it. We're not trading. I don't want to pick on any countries. There's a lot of great countries out there, but these are the only currencies that we follow. Okay, and there's 4 major reasons that we like to trade the Forex market. One of them is liquidity. Okay, one of them is liquidity. Means there's always buyers and there's always sellers. Now, I've had it happen. I have dear friends of ours, of my wife and I, they've been trying to sell their house for 2 years. Real estate is not known as a liquid market. In the Forex market, there's always buyers and always sellers. Okay, it's a very liquid market. Another reason is size. The Forex market is the largest market in the world. It trades $5 trillion a day. It trades more in a day than all the other markets combined. It does more volume in one day than the entire New York Stock Exchange does in a year. Okay, so this is size. So it's a very good size. Another one is focus. Now, I've traded stocks, I've traded options, I've traded futures. You know, thing about stocks, boy, there's like 5,000 to 10,000 stocks. You got to worry about their different announcements of quarterlies, and it's hard to know which one do you focus in on. Which reports do you watch? I just got so tired of having to learn on so many options. You know, I like options, but boy, there's 2-legged, 3-legged, 4-legged trades. It almost seems like you practically need a PhD in mathematics to really master it. Futures, again, there's over 5,000 of them. Whereas in the Forex market, you know, there's only the 8 pairs that we look at. We only focus on 21. Do me a favor, just type in the word 21. Type in the word 21, because that's it. If you look at all the combinations of those 8 currency pairs, there's only 21 that we could possibly look at. And in any given week, we generally only focus in on 4 to 6 of them. So imagine this. You're not looking at thousands or hundreds. You're looking on a weekly basis, maybe 4 to 6. It really gives you a really good focus. So thank you, everyone that's typed in 21. And the last reason, I think, is flexibility. Okay. It is open 24 hours a day. It is open from Sunday afternoon, 5 p.m. to Friday afternoon, 5 p.m. Eastern time. It is open 24 hours a day. You don't have to worry about a gap because the market closed at 4 p.m. Eastern. You got to wait till the next day. I've been gapped out of stocks and options. I've had that. So you don't have to worry about that. It works with any schedule. There are no day trading restrictions. I mean, this is for the Forex market. You can be in a trade for minutes or hours or days or even seconds or weeks. It doesn't matter, okay? You can open up an account of any size. In the United States, I say you can start with a $500 account. Some places actually allow you to open up a cash account with as little as $200, and you can actually open up an account with 0. This is live trading in what's called a demo account. So it's really easy to what we say is ramp up. Start off with a small account, get consistently profitable, and then ramp up, because it can then provide you daily income or weekly income. It can provide you long-term, even retirement income. And the United States, it is tax advantage. Type in a ME, M-E, if you like the thought of still making a lot of money, but paying a lower tax rate. Type in ME if you like the thought of paying a lower tax rate on your profits. This is another huge advantage of the Forex market. You can also trade this in retirement accounts and IRAs in the United States, okay? Bottom line, the Forex market, it provides you a ton. It provides you a ton of potential, okay? So let's shift gears. What I want to do now is I want to open up some charts, and let's see if we can find some trades. Let me switch over to my charts right now, okay? Type in a C or the word charts if you can see my charts up on your screen. Type in a C or the word charts if you can see my charts up on your screen. I want to make sure we've got a good view and everybody can see this. Okay, so I've got Doris, thank you. And from before, I've got Trader, Gaylord, Michael. Okay, good. So let's go ahead and do this. So let me just start on one. So this is a kind of a chart view. Okay, I can go and I can do different things. I can move my charts around. Okay, now what our job to do, let me just kind of share with you. Our job, well, let me, before I go, well, okay, our job is to capture pips. Okay, and a pip stands for, if I don't explain what a pip is, people as it stands for price interest point. And that's just the unit of measurement that we use in the Forex market. You know, like in stocks, we said, hey, it went up 5 cents, 10 cents, 25 cents. In the Forex market, we say it went up X amount of pips. And I'll explain that in just a moment. Now, when you look at this chart, let me kind of show you this chart. Does everybody see right here? Maybe you see, you said GBP, that stands for Great British Pound, the New Zealand dollar, and right here it says 1 hour. This right here is called a 1 hour chart. Now we can change this. If you look in the top left, here's a box right here. If I want to change this to a different currency, if I want to change this, I could change this to a 5-minute chart. I could change this to a daily chart. I'm going to go back to my hourly. So it's very versatile. You can do a lot of different things with it. Now, if you look over to the left, okay, does everybody see right here, it says 1 point, let me get this to the right. I've got right there, 1.81. That level right there, all that means is right there at that point, it would take 1.81 New Zealand dollars to buy the British pound. John, this is live. It would take 1.81 New Zealand dollars to buy 1 British pound. That's all these numbers do on the right. And down here on the bottom is the time. This is just the time and when things are going. Now, each one of these bars, those are called a bar, or we call that a candlestick. These are called candlestick formations. Let's pick on this one right here. If I click on that, a box will open up in the lower right, and it'll show me what the high is of that, what the low is of it right here, what it opened and closed. So that's one way to get the information. Is just click on the box and it'll provide it for you. Another way is this box, this candlestick. Let me share with you how we read this. This is because it's clear or it's white, it's an up candlestick. On this bottom left, you see the base of this base where the box is, that's where it opened. The bottom of this wick right there, that is the low. This wick right up here, that is the high, and the top right of that base, that's where it's closed. That's it. That's all that box means. And at any candlestick, you can always pick on it and you can do different things. That's all it means. So our job, like I said before, let me just clean this up just a little bit. I'm going to get rid of some of these lines right here. Oh, I've got somebody ask me right now, what is this? What is this software? This is called the Ultimate Charting Software. It is a proprietary charting software that MTI has created and made available for our students. It was made by Forex traders for Forex traders. And for example, if you want to look at 2 charts, 3 charts, 4 charts in a single view, you can do that. If you want to look at just one, we have all kinds of different tools. I've got drawing tools. I've got the different candlesticks. I have smart tools. There's all kinds of tools up here. There's different indicators. It is a very, very, very powerful program. Okay. So again, let me just clean up my chart. So let me go back to what our job is. Our job is to capture pips. So let me give you an example. Let me give you kind of a real basic strategy. I'm going to go in just a little bit closer right here. So one of the things we like to work with is called trend lines. Okay, we work with trend lines. Now, if you look at this trend right here, you had this passed over here, there was a downtrend line, and then right here, it closed above it. So I'm going to do this line right here. We could call this right here, right there. I'm going to circle this. Right here was a closed, it was a downtrend line. It then changed direction. This is counter trend line break. It closed. So right here, we would get in. Right here, we would purchase. Well, where would we get out? Well, this is kind of what we call as our support level. What about resistance? Well, if I look over here, I'm looking over here to the left, and I'm looking at this level right there, and I'm going to call that right around there. I'm looking to the left. That would have been my target, okay? I like to make targets green, okay? So all I'm doing is I'm just looking, we're looking at past history. It gives us a very good indication. So we would have gotten in down here, and we would have taken profits on right there. Does everybody see that right there? Give me a yes. Give me a yes if you see this. So I'll draw a little line. So we would have gone in right, oh, I don't want that line. We would have gone in down here. We would have gotten out as soon as it hit that level. Doris, thank you. So right there. Well, I've got a ruler device. I've got a device right here. It's called a ruler. Okay, this ruler is going to allow me to measure how did I do in that time span. So I'm going to take a ruler. I'm going to measure it to right there. Does everybody see in the top left-hand corner? Does everybody see this? It says 218. It says range in pips 218 in 12 bars, in 12 hours. Okay, each bar represents an hour. So if it's 12 bars, it's 12 hours. So let me write this down. So it's 218 in 12. Okay. So what we made right here is we made 218 pips in 12 hours. Okay. Now we know what we did in pips. What does this mean in, what does this mean in income? Okay. Well, let me draw it up here. I'm going to move this down here. I'm going to just give myself a little bit of space, okay, to write up here. Okay. So we've got something that when we start talking about, in shares, in stocks, we call about shares. Well, in Forex, we call them lots. You can actually trade what's called a micro lot. You can trade a micro lot with just a $20 investment, okay? So $20 investment to control one micro lot. And if you, on one pip, trading a micro lot is worth 10 cents, 10 US cents, if we're talking about in US dollars. So in our example, we made 218 pips, so that would be $21.80 profit in 12 hours, okay? Now, if you look at this, let's just say you're starting off. Remember I said you start off, you learn small, you start with a small trading account. We start with a micro lot, said, hey, I made $21 in 12 hours. Not earth-shattering, but you're learning a skill. Because then what happens is once you have success, you go to what's called a mini lot. And quite frankly, a lot of people start right here. A lot of people start at a mini lot, and it only takes, it's a $200 investment to control one mini lot. And that same one pip, though, trading a mini lot now is generating $1 per pip. So doing the exact same example, you now generated $218 of profit in 12 hours. Give me a yes if this is making sense. Give me a yes if this is making sense. So people are saying, well, Steve, what's the difference? Well, this would be like a micro lot would be like trading one share. The mini lot would be like trading 10 shares. You're getting just a little bit larger. We call it a mini lot, okay? So let me walk you through an example. This is how this works. You have your brokerage account set up. Oh, by the way, we are not a brokerage firm. We are not a brokerage firm. So you have your brokerage account set up with whoever you want, okay? You do not give your trading money to us. You have it with whoever you want. So your brokerage account, in order to trade this, is going to ask for a $200, the investment, it's like think of it as collateral. So down here, you place the trade. We talked about down here. You get into the trade down here. What's going to happen is your brokerage firm is going to hold on to $200 as collateral in the trade, okay? You get in the trade, get in the trade, get in the trade, and then you get out, in our example, right there, okay? What's going to happen is as soon as you get out, they are going to give you the $200 back, okay? So it was just, they held on to it, and you now make $218. You guys understand what I'm saying? You put the trade on down here. This is called set and forget. We saw this. We figured out where to get in, where to get out. We put on the trade. We walked away 12 hours later before you go. If you did this in the morning, before you go to bed, you just made $218, okay? And it doesn't stop there, because remember I said most people start at a mini lot? Well, then we have something that's called a stand lot. And this is where most people gravitate to. This is where most people end up. And this is where to trade a stand lot, it only takes a $2,000 investment, okay? You're still trading pips, but this same pip now is worth $10. So doing this exact same example, you now generated $2,180 of profit in that same 12 hours. Yes or no? Can you understand why people are so attracted to the Forex market? It is tax advantage. You can ramp up. You can start off with a small account, but you can very, very quickly, yes or no? Can you guys understand and see why people are so attracted to the market? This is phenomenal, okay? This is phenomenal how this works, okay? I just want to make sure everybody understands this, okay? So what this is called, it's called leverage, okay? When you have a micro lot or a mini lot or a stand lot, your brokerage firm gives you leverage. I already covered this slide right here. I basically covered this on the slide, but this is why people absolutely love the Forex market versus other markets. It's open 24 hours a day, gives you great flexibility. You can ramp up. You've got great opportunities to make some money, okay? Now, as I shift gears, what I'd like you to do is I want you to write down on your paper how much money you need to make on average every month from the Forex market in order to accomplish your financial goals. Please write it down. Now, you can write it down on your paper. If you don't mind writing in the chat section, that would be great. Everyone has a different number, but again, I'll say what I'd like you to do, I want you to write down how much money you need to make on average every month from the Forex market in order to accomplish your financial goals, okay? So I've got Franklin, I see at $3,200. Michael, I've got that. Yeah, Michael, you can no. So Michael's asking the question: when you're dealing with micro lots, you have full control over the size, and we're going to talk about equity management. We teach it. So Clayton, I see at $2,500 a month. Stephen, I've got you at $4,500. Wayne at $5,000. I've got Alexander at $2,000. I see Fred at $20,000. Hey, you're in my category. Alexander at $20,000. I've got 3,200, 2,500, 2,000, 3,500, 3,000. You know, the vast majority of the people, Doris and Dennis, 3,000, Patricia, 7,000, the vast majority seem to be in the $2,000 to $8,000 per month range. And let me tell you something, that is so doable. There is not a number that's been typed in so far that is not doable, okay? This is a skill set. It's like riding a bike. Once you know how to do it, you do it month after month after month. Now, if I can show you a couple of basic strategies where you can consistently make anywhere from $2,000 to $8,000 per month, month after month, in your free time and not quitting your job, would you be willing to set aside 30 to 45 minutes a day to master this? Yes or no? Let me say this again. Would you be willing to set aside 30 to 45 minutes a day in order to master this if it could consistently generate anywhere from $2,000 to $8,000 per month? Just yes or no on this. So I've got Doris and yes, I've got Phyllis, I got Timothy, I've got John, I've got everybody on here. So let me share with you, this is very doable. Okay, this is a skill. Once you learn it, you never have to relearn it. So you can provide yourself an income stream for the rest of your life. And you can do it anywhere in the world. I've made money. I've traded in many countries, in many states. I travel all the time, and I am able to trade in about 30 minutes in the morning and do this. So when our students come here, and they don't actually talk about the income they make. They talk about the freedom it gives them to provide for their family, to take the trips, to pay down debt, to help out their kids or their grandkids, to give to the charities, to help people, okay? So I want you to understand, stay with me until the end, because I'm going to give everyone here today the chance to test drive us risk-free for the next 60 days, okay? I'm going to open the markets back up, but what I'm going to do, okay, real quick, I've got a couple of you ask me some of the same questions, okay? I've got it, it looks like in two different topics. The first topic, a lot of you are asking about our coaching and mentoring program and how it works. It's phenomenal. If you are interested in learning more about our coaching and mentoring program and how it works and how you can trade with our trading experts, Jared Martinez, Josh, Tyson, Jose, Gary, and others. If you are interested in learning more about our coaching and mentoring program, the easiest thing you can do is put in your telephone number in the chat box where you've been typing and follow it up with the word coaching. Just type in your number with the word coaching, and what I'll do is I'll have someone follow up with you to give you more of the details, okay, about the coaching. Now, the reason is I've got very limited time in this presentation, so I can't go into a lot of details, but if you are interested in learning more about our coaching and mentoring, easiest thing, just put in your number with the word coaching, and I'll have somebody follow up with you. Now, I also have a bunch of you asking me about that special trading session tomorrow night at 7. I've only have 11 seats available for that live trading session tomorrow. If you're interested in trading with us live tomorrow and you haven't already put in your telephone number, put in your telephone number now, okay? And we're going to give you that because we're going to have 11 of you qualify to do that and do that follow-up trading session with us tomorrow night. So if you wouldn't mind, if you're interested in the trading session tomorrow night, type in your number. If you wouldn't mind, type in your first name as well. Hey, Jinrong, if you could type in your number with that, that's kind of what the staff are looking for. So put in your number in coaching or your number and session or EW, and I'll make sure that I have somebody follow up. So Doris, I've got you for coaching. Thank you. Clayton, I see you for coaching. Diane and Trader NA, I see you for coaching. Jinrong, if you could throw in your number. Trader NA, if you could just type in your first name, it just makes it a little bit easier for us when we follow up with you, okay? Now, what I want to do right now is let me go back to the charts, okay? Let me go back to the charts. I'll give you guys the opportunity. That's okay, Dennis. That's okay. We'll follow up with you when you can. If you do type it in, we'll follow up with you. So let me do this. Let me go to a clear chart, okay? Let me go to a clear chart, for example. Let me just move that out of the way. And if you look at the market, have you ever noticed where the market, does the market move in a straight line, or do you notice that it moves in waves? It goes down, makes a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, and then it repeats itself. Then it goes, makes a higher high, a higher low. You guys notice how it does this pattern over and over and over again? You guys see what I'm talking about? It makes these lower lows and lower highs. So this is called a wave pattern, okay? This is a wave pattern, you know, and I can draw this however I want, but the market moves in waves, okay? The market moves in waves, and there is something called, I'm gonna Google it. It's called the Fibonacci wave pattern. I'm gonna just show you. If you wanna do this later, there is something that you can just type in Fibonacci, okay? Just so you don't have to worry about it. This is a Leonardo Fibonacci. He's a 12th century mathematician, and what he discovered was a formula, a special pattern of numbers that repeat themselves over and over and over again. And it, you know, in about 10, I'm not going to take 10 minutes, but if I had 10 minutes with you, it will utterly astonish you. But it is a sequence of numbers or waves that repeat themselves over and over again. Now, if you take a look at nature, if you want to take a look at a pine cone, okay, if you take a look, for example, at a pine cone, and you want to look at how many rows and how many columns it has, the Fibonacci is going to help you answer that question. If you want to take a look at a sunflower seed, the same thing. The number of circles or columns or rows, how many times it goes around, and how many deep it is, you're going to do that. Pineapples. This works in animals. It works in nature. Okay, it works on the human body. If you want to know the distance from your elbow to your fingers or your knuckle to the end of that, you can use Fibonacci's to answer that. You want to look at the rounding of your ear, that's going to be Fibonacci. You can use all kinds of different components. So this Fibonacci is called the golden ratio. Just type down golden, well, you don't have to, but ratio, golden ratio. So what Fibonacci is this golden ratio that repeats itself over and over again. Now, Jared Martinez is brilliant. He discovered this. He discovered that this number pattern repeats itself over and over, not only in nature, but it repeats itself in the Forex market as well. So let me just draw something. So if you look at this, you've got, you know, the market. We already talked about it. It makes a higher high and then a higher low. And then it makes a higher high and a higher low. And then it makes a higher high and a higher low. You guys with me so far on this? And then it repeats itself. It makes a lower low and then a lower high. And then it makes a lower low and a lower low, lower high, and so on and so forth. You guys with me so far? So this is kind of how the market itself looks, and it repeats itself. Now, let me narrow it. I'm going to go in. I'll get rid of that right now. I'm going to go in, and I'm going to get a little bit closer. Okay, I'm going to try to make this a little bit bigger, make it a little bit easier for everyone to look at. Okay. Now, I've had other people try to teach me the Fibonacci, and I never understood it until I came here. So I'm going to show you the same way that it was taught to me. So this Fibonacci, we're going to start at this trend. If you look to the left in the bottom of the trend, we have a tool called the Fibonacci retracement tool. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to draw it on here, okay? Before I do that, let me back up. I forgot to mention something. We have here, so the beginning of this trend, this is called our A. It then makes this higher high. This is called our B. It then retraces. It makes a higher low. This would be called our C. And then up here, where it completes the cycle, that is our D. Okay? Let me move this down just a tad bit. So we have our A, B, C, D. Does everybody see that? We've got our A, B, C, D. Just want you to see that. So what we do is at the beginning, we put in called the MTI Fibonacci retracement tool. All I do is I click on this. All I do is I click on this, and I'm going to go to the bottom, and I'm going to release right here on the top where this B. So I start on the A, and I go on the B, and I just overlay it right there. Okay. Does everybody, yes or no? Do you see these different lines? Some are red, some are green, blue, or black. Does everybody understand that? So the A is black and the B is black, and then we have the different colors. Type in a yes. I just want to make sure that the colors are coming through. Type in yes or colors just to make sure that I understand they're coming through on yours. Okay. So anyway, what these different lines, these are called retracement levels or retracement zones. So let me just write a little box right here. I'm going to put in a box right here. And this first area is called the red zone. And I'll explain that in a moment. Okay. But I'm going to make that red. Okay. No, I'm going to make it red. There we go. Come on. There we go. And the area right below it, if you see the blue line, this blue line right here, so right below that blue line, okay, this is called the blue zone. And again, I'll change this to blue. And then if you see this green line, okay, now let me just clean this up just a little bit. I went a little bit too wide. And then right below there is called the green. Okay, this is the green zone because it's below that green line. So I'm going to make this green. Okay, so this is the way that this works. Okay, this is the way this works. So if you see where this C is, you see where the C is down here. Okay, this is where it's going to go down to. So if you look at this line, if the market reverses direction, we call this a retracement, but if this C area, wherever it stops, if it stops anywhere in the C area, this is called a red zone. Okay, this is the red zone. And if it drops down and reverses in that red zone, does everybody see that red line up there? So these are the red lines down here. This is the red line up here. If it reverses, if the C happens anywhere in the C area, then the expectation, if you see this red line, the expectation is it will extend. When it goes up, it will go up to this red line right here. Now, I'm just going to give you an example. What we're saying is, you know, the market would go to there or higher. Okay, it would go there or higher. You guys with me so far? So red zone to the red line above. Now, let's say on a different time, it actually goes down to this blue zone. You with me so far? It goes down, the C is in, let's just say the C is down here in that blue zone. So it goes down to the blue zone. You notice there is a blue line over here. So our expectation is it would go to that blue line. That's how high up it would go to, okay? And if, in fact, it makes a deeper retracement, if it makes a deeper retracement and it goes down to this green zone down here, okay, you will notice there's a green line right there that our expectation it would be go to there. So red zone to red line, blue zone to blue line, green zone to the green line. And let me write this out for you. Okay, let me write this out because it just seemed, this is how it made sense for me. So red zone to red line above, if I can type. Blue zone to blue line above, and green zone to green line above. Okay, so does this make sense so far? Depending on where the C is, where this retracement is, okay, is going to dictate how high we think it's going to go up. So if we say right here, this is a red zone retracement right here, then our expectation is it's going to go to this red line or above. You guys with me so far? Okay. Now, what we would do is we would put our stop, okay, 15 pips. Okay, that's again a unit of measurement. We would put our stop 15 pips down here below that A. Okay, well, we teach you this. If you're not getting everything, I just want you to understand the basic concept. We would place our stop below there. I'll just put in stop. Okay, we would put in our stop down here, okay, below the A, because we've got a saying, if it does not take out the A, it must go your way. Okay, and then obviously we've got this as our target. So we have our entry, which is the C. We have our target, we have our stop. So we're going to teach you how to get in there. There's different things. We wait for a counter trend line trend, and we would get in right here. So here's what happens. We got in right there. We have our stop, we have our target. We look for something called a reward to risk ratio. I'm going to use my measurement tool again. So in this example, we are risking 75 pips to make 225 pips. So it's a 3 to 225. So let me write this down. So in this example, right here, our reward would be 225 pips plus 225 pips. Our risk is minus 75 pips, okay? And that is called a 3-to-1 reward to risk ratio, okay? And we will teach you, you want to do a minimum of 2-to-1. We teach you this in class. We teach you this in class, okay? Is everybody with me so far? So we've got our risk, we've got our reward, we've got our target, we've got our Fibonacci. We put this on a set and forget. We're in the trade, and we can go to sleep. We can go live life and enjoy that. On a scale of 1 to 10, on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 be you understand basically what I talked about so far. 1 would be you don't have a clue. Give me a 1 to 10. Give me a 1 to 10 on how you understand this so far, what I've done. The red zone to the red line, the blue zone to the blue line, the green zone, the stop is below the A, the target is up there. Give me a 1 to 10. So Doris, I see you as a 10, thank you. Lowell, I see you as a 10, thank you. Gwendolyn, I see you as a 10, good. So it looks like you're getting, so Diane, I see an 8. So here's what happens. Right here, we hit our target. As soon as it hits that target, we get out. Even though it went up higher, we're not gonna chase this trade. As soon as it gets out, we get out of the trade. Now, as soon as this D is established, it starts to come down. Guess what? This old C, that C now becomes our A, okay? We are now able to change this. So that C now becomes our new A. This D becomes our new B, and we do it all over again. Have you guys ever heard of wash, rinse, repeat? So that's what we do again. Once we are out of the trade, we let it happen again. We are going to put our Fibonacci's on right here again. You guys see this? You guys see this? So again, we do it again, and we make money. It hits that. Now, I've had people, so wash, rinse, repeat. Now, I've had people say, well, Steve, you showed me on the way up. Does it work on the way down? Yeah. It works when the market reverses directions. We do the same thing on the way down, okay? We do the same thing all over again on the way up. We do the same thing on the way down. Wash, rinse, repeat. Wash, rinse, repeat. Is everybody with me so far when I say wash, rinse, and repeat? So what I've done is I've given you, now we have training, we have education. We don't go this fast. I want to let you know, understand. I've given you, like about 4 hours of training in about 5 minutes. But my thing is here, if you understand the basics, if you understand the basics of what I've covered so far, you're on your way. Kent, I see you as a 10, Trader Nate, Daryl, Joan, Dennis, I've got you at 9s or 10s. Stu, I see you at 7. Because if you understand this basic concept, you are already, on your way to figuring out how to do this. Okay, this is called that whole Fibonacci process, and you are making money with this. You guys with me so far? This is great. This is pretty incredible. Now on top of that, okay, let me show you this. Let me show you. Let me go back to a different chart and let me show you this now in the live market. In the live market. So I'm going to go down here. This is the Euro US daily. Okay, so I'm going to look to the left and I'm going to look for the low. And right here, I can just see right there, that is the low. So if I just started right here, and I'm going to scroll in a little bit closer just so we can see this. If I start right here, I can put on my Fibonacci down here in the low. I would put it on right there. Is everybody with me so far? And here's what happens. I've got my AB. I'll put this on here. I've got my AB. You won't have to do the part that I'm showing you right now. I've got our AB. Oh, sorry. We've got our AB. It came down to the C. And then the expectation is it's going to go right there, and it hit it right there. Okay, right there. Right there, we took profits. You guys with me so far? So if we did this trade, let me show you on this trade, how would have we done? Well, let me just kind of measure this. Okay, let me just see how we would have done on this particular trade right here. Let me take my my measure. Okay, let me take my measurement. We probably would have went down, went up. We probably would have gone in, okay, gone down there, probably would have gotten in like right there. And on this trade right here, okay, we would have gotten out right there. We would have made 225 pips in 13. Okay, 225 pips. You guys with me? So let me type this in here. So this would be plus 225 pips, okay, and that would be $2,250 of profit if you're trading the standard lot. You guys with me so far? Okay, you seen how this works so far? Okay, so if we were doing that, that's how that example would be. Now, let me show you something. I'm going to show you a way to speed this up. I could then manually put on the next Fibonacci. The next Fibonacci would go right here. Okay, well, let me just do it one more time manually. I could put this on right here automatic. I could do it manually like I just kind of showed you. Okay, I'll go on a little bit closer. So again, we go in, we probably would have gotten in down right there, right? We would have gotten in right there, okay? And then it got us out, looks like right there. And on this next trade, we would have made 461 pips, okay? So this would be plus 461 pips. And that would be 4,600 of profits, okay, on a standard lot. You guys with me so far? Now, there is a simpler way. I want to show you something. I did these Fibonacci's manually. Okay. Well, hey, I've got somebody ask me. Let me show you something else. Okay. There is a way. Let me ask you this question. Okay. There is a gentleman, a phenomenal trader by the name of Joshua Martinez. He's phenomenal. Okay, world class, world renowned. He is hitting that out of the park. I feel honored to have him as my own coach and mentor, and I still learn. I actually did a special session with him earlier today. I feel very special to have that opportunity. But what Josh does, Josh has generated over 11,000 pips in the last 6 months. Okay. Now, he has got something called a win ratio, 77% win ratio. You can see this 77, 78. If I divide that, that's 77.5. I'll call it a 77% win ratio. He does have some losing trades, but he's winning much more. okay? But he has got an opportunity when he places trades, okay, that you have the opportunity to place those same trades. How many of you would be interested where you could open and fund your own trading account and then link it with Josh's? Let me give you an example. Okay, this last week, okay, so far today, he's up 19 pips. So he just started today. This last week, he made 270 pips. Last month, he did nearly 1,200 pips. And from February to now, he's up over 12,000 pips. This guy is making money. This is Mr. Consistent, okay? Every month, he is making money. He's doing great. If you had the opportunity to have this veteran of a trader, if you could place a trade with him, type in a ME, if you'd like to mimic the very same trades that this professional is doing. So that, here's what I'm saying, so that every time Josh takes a trade, you take the same trade. And when Josh exits the trade, you exit, okay? If you're interested, I've got a bunch of you typing me. This is called Josh's Trade Copier, and it's for real. We have the technology to link this account via software to your account. If you'd be interested in this, if you'd be interested in following along and getting the opportunity to take the very same trades, Edward, Jinrong, I see a bunch of you. If you're interested in getting this and taking these same trades, do me a favor, type in your phone number followed by the letters TC, which stands for Trade Copier. What I'd like you to do is just type in your letters, just type in your telephone number followed by TC, which stands for Trade Copier. Okay, and this is going to let us know that you're interested, and then what I'll do is I'll have one of our staff members follow up with you on letting you know how to get involved with Josh's Trade Copier. So Dixie and Antoinette, I see your phone number with TC, thank you. Donald and Matthew and Michelle, I see your phone number with Trade Copier as well. Can you guys see this on my screen? I just want to make sure, are you guys seeing the same screen that I've got where it's showing the different range? Hopefully you can. Good. Yep, me. So Doris and Gary and Clayton and Diane and Charles, I see. Hey, Jay Knoll, could you do me a favor? Type in your number if you're interested in the details on the Trade Copier. Same thing, Kent. Just make sure you type in your number with the letters TC. That's what my staff will look for. They'll follow up with you and let you know how to get into that. Okay. Let me go back to my charts. Okay. I'm going to go back to my charts. Now, remember I was showing you this opportunity right here where I was doing it all by hand? What if we did this? Okay, what if we did this? I'm going to see if I can remove these things right here. I showed you how I had to do it all manually. We have a tool. I'm going to show you to work smarter rather than harder. There's a tool right here called Smart Fibonacci. I'm going to click on the Smart Fibonacci, and down here in this bottom, I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, click. So watch, 3, 2, 1, click. And it's going to automatically, look at this, it's going to automatically put on the Fibonacci's for us. You guys see this? We have had such an incredible run of this that this is just doing opportunity. We would have made money on every single one of these trades. Are you guys seeing this? Are you seeing the opportunities that we're having here? So this is an opportunity where you can get doing it. But I want to show you something. Let me kind of show you something. This is what I've been talking about right here. What I've been showing you so far, though, is called traditional technical analysis. I've showed you a support line, a resistance line. I've covered a trend line, and we did a counter trend line break. We did candlesticks, breakouts. I showed you the ABCD. I talked about the Fibonacci's. Now, the challenge that people have is it's going to take you about 60 days to learn and master or something they're on. But we've got a different strategy. Well, it still uses the strategy, but it's using technology. I just gave you part of it. I showed you just a part of it. This is called the Power Fibonacci strategy, or it's the Power Fibonacci course. What it does, it completely automates the process. Okay, you could be trading with this today. You could actually be trading this very afternoon. It takes you about 5 minutes to learn. I'm going to show you how. It's going to actually identify the trade, where to get in, where to get out, and where to put your stops. So you have your entries, your targets, and your stops. It's going to completely take away the guesswork. It's done automatically, okay? It saves a ton of time, and we are having about an 80% success rate, an 80% hit rate doing this, okay? Let me go back to my charts, and let me show you a different example. So again, I'm going to show you this strategy. Let me just go right here. So again, I'm going to look to the left, and I see down here. I see down here at the bottom left is where this trend started. So all I'm going to do is, let me just show you. I'm I'm going to move my charts around. I'm going to make sure that you can see it nice and clear when we rearrange our chart. So bottom left, we're going to look to the left, and we can see down here, I've got a little circle there. I just wanted to have everybody understand. And if you don't know, you can click on it and see what the low is. You can click on it. Oh, there it is. That's the low. So that is the low. So what I'm going to do right here, I want you to understand this is part of the power fib strategy. We have a tool called Smart Fibonacci, step 1. I'm just going to go on that, and on this low, I'm going to click on it. 3, 2, 1, click. It automatically puts on the Fibonacci's. All these trades, look at this. All these trades we would have been in using our standard traditional. What I've taught you so far is what I'd like to call is our traditional Fibonacci approach. We've been doing it. We've been making money. Look at this. How many? Let me expand out. Let me show you how many trades in a row have we been making money. Look at all these trades. Look at all these Fibonacci's. I can't even count them. There's so many. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're now on our 10th Fibonacci cycle in a row. Let me show you, though, how this strategy, the power, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you a way to simplify it. I'm going to make my screen a little bit easier for everybody to look at. So just let me rearrange it, okay? If you could, bear with me, because I want to make this as easy as pie for everyone to understand. Okay, I want to make this as easy as possible for everybody to understand. Now, we are using technology. This is called the Smart Fibonacci. It is going to find these Fibonacci's for us directly. Does everybody see in the far right? Does everybody see in the far right here? This is our AB. Does everybody see that? I just drew it in an orange line. I'll make it a little bit bigger. So it did this automatically. If you didn't know this, it's done it automatically, although it didn't put in right here. This is the A, and this is the B. Give me a yes. Give me a yes if you understand this is our AB right here. This is our latest Fibonacci. And this is how this strategy works. This is we have, and I might have to type these types. So I already showed you the traditional Fibonacci approach. What I want to do right now is I want to show you something that's called the power Fibonacci approach. Now I'm going to do it manually. I'm going to do it manually first. I don't want you to think you have to do that, but I'm going to do it manually just so you can see how it works. So we have our A, B, and it's established. What happens is that every single one of these retracement lines, this red line, this red line, this red line, we are going to enter with an additional trade. So I'm just drawing a blue line right here. If it gets down to that line, we're going to enter the market. If it gets down to this line, we're going to enter it again. If it gets down to this line, we're going to enter it again. If it gets down to this one, we're going to get to it again. If it gets down here, we're going to get to it again. If it gets down to that one, we'll get in at that level. You guys with me? So if it moves down on each one of these levels, each one of these retracement levels, if it gets there, we are going to enter the trade. Now, let me just advance this. I'm going to go step by step. Okay, right here, it retraced. It retraced. It hit right here. So this is going to be our first entry. Type in a yes if you understand. The market went down. It hit that retracement level. Type in a yes if you get this. Okay, it went down, so we got in the trade. Now we're going to continue on. Okay, so far so good. Hey, it's going up. Great, fantastic. Oh, hey, looking good. Boom, right there. Now these lines would be done automatically for you. You would not have to draw these lines. I am doing these manually right now. I just don't. It actually didn't quite hit that one. That one right there. Okay, it was right there. Okay, so we would have gone in on a second entry on that line, and we would have gotten in on a third entry right there. Okay, so the market went down. It hit those retracement levels. Okay, and let's just move on. We're going on, going on, going on. Okay, hey, it's starting to go on. Oh, boom, right here. This one right here, it hit. Okay, it hit right there. So that would be another entry. It got down to that level. You guys with me so far? And I'm not saying it's going to get to these lines down here would normally be extended automatically. So what I'm doing manually right now, I'm just trying to illustrate. I'm just trying to illustrate manually how the strategy works. So we're in the trade. It's going, oh, came close. Oh, now it's going up, looking good. Hey, fantastic. Again, this is all set and forget. You don't have to do any of this. This is all done automatically if you have this power Fibonacci strategy. Okay, now right here, boom, right there would be our 5th entry. Type in 5 or 5th if you understand. So we got in 1 on this level, 2 there, 3 there, 4 there. Type in 5. I want you to understand. So we actually got 5 different levels or 5 different entries. I want you to type in 5 just so you understand that. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now let's see what happens. We're advancing. Market's starting to go up, and then right here. Now, if you were doing this traditional, see, this is a red line, this is a red line, this is a red line, this is a red line. These 4 entries were all red zone. But once the market got down to this blue level, it changed. See, our original exit would have been that red line. But once we got down to this blue line, guess what? That is a deeper retracement. Our exit would now be that blue line. If you were doing this manually, you would have had to go back to these first 4 trades and change your stop. Now, the automated system, you don't. I just want you to illustrate. But we're getting out at this blue line because it went down to the blue zone. So we're going to get out at that blue line right there. You guys with me? That's our exit. So we're going on, and right there, boom, right here. Does everybody see right here? It hit it right here on this one. So we now get out. Now, type in ME, if you will be my helper and you will type in some numbers for me. Type in me, ME, if you'd be okay being my helper. I just want you to type in some numbers. Otherwise, I can write them down too. It just takes me a little bit longer. So what I want to do is I want to measure how have we done so far on this. How have we done so far? So we got out right here. Okay, we got out right here. And on this first trade, we got in, remember, we got in right there. So on that first trade, we made 153 pips. Right in, if you wouldn't mind, type in 153 and then enter. We did 153 pips on this first trade, on this first entry. On the second entry, right there, on the second entry, we did 198. So Clayton, write down 153, enter, and then 198. So Clayton, type in 153, enter, and then 198. So we got 153, 198, and then here's our third entry. And that one is 231. 231. So write down 231 and go ahead and enter it back to me. 153, 198, 231. Okay. On our fourth entry, good, thank you. On our fourth trade or our fourth entry, which would be, we had 1, 2, 3, 4. This is our fourth one right here in this level. We got in right there on that one. Type in 266. So type in 266 and then enter. On that trade, we made 266. And then on the last one right here, last one right there, we did 314. So type in 314 and enter. Okay, 314. 314. Okay, so I'm going to add that up. Let me show you about traditional Fibonacci's. Okay, we would have had our A, B, we had our C. Our traditional Fibonacci went down across there. We probably would have gotten in about right here. Okay, under our traditional Fibonacci, we would have gone in and we would have made, let me put on my ruler. So on our traditional Fibonacci, we would have made 207 pips. So let me type this out. Traditional Fibonacci, traditional Fibonacci, we would have made 207 pips. Okay, not bad. I don't know what I don't know about you, but I'd be okay making 207 pips in a trade. Okay. Now, under this strategy that I'm showing here, this is called the power Fibonacci's. I'll just call it power fibs. Okay, here's what we did. On the first trade, we made 153 pips. On the second entry, we did 198 pips. On the third trade, we did 231 pips. On the 4th, we made 266 pips. And then on the 3rd trade, we did 314 pips. Okay, equals. So Clayton, thank you for doing that. I'm going to add these numbers up. Let me just show you how this works. If I can get my calculator. Otherwise, I'm going to do this in my, okay, there we go. So while that's loading up, so I'm going to take 153 plus 198 plus 231 plus 266 plus 314 equals 1,162. My calculator, my online calculator isn't loading. So I just added up. You guys can add these numbers too, just to make sure my math is correct. But using this power Fibonacci strategy, doing the exact similar setup, using the Fibonacci's, but now we're going to automate it. Okay, we are going to completely automate it. Okay, we now have generated 1,162 of pips. If you're talking about income, if you're trading a standard lot, that'd be $11,620 profits. If you're trading a standard lot, standard lot. So my question for you is as follows: if you have the choice of doing a traditional Fibonacci trade, where you have to put it on, you have to manually put on the exits, the entries, and the stops, and in this example, we made 207 pips, or you could do a power Fibonacci approach where it does it automatically. You guys with me? If you like what you're seeing, it is done automatically, the same exact area, but now on this exact same trade, you're talking about making 1,162. You're talking about making 5 times as much. If you like the concept of this, do me a favor. Type in your number if you like what you're seeing here, and I'll have somebody follow up with you to give you more of the details, what it takes to get started. Now, let me show you this in real life. Let me show you. I did all this manually. You guys with me? I did this all manually, but I'm going to show you how you can do this in under 5 seconds. This is now the live market. Let me show you the live market. Okay, I'm going to bring this to the live market. Does everybody see this red triangle right here? Yeah, if you like, yeah, I've got a bunch of you typing your number. If you like what you're seeing and you want to get details, Wanda, Don, Orva, if you like what you're seeing, you want to get details, go ahead and type in your number. Now, here on the right, you see this live triangle? That just means this is the live market. Let me show you how easy this is. This is the live market. It automatically shows me the A and the B. I do nothing. Does everybody see this gearbox right here? I'm going to click on edit. I'm going to click on this. Okay. All I have to do is click on that box. You see this line here? It says select all lines. I'm going to click select all lines. It does it automatically, and I'm going to hit OK. That's it. That took me 3 seconds, maybe 5 seconds on a bad day, and it will automatically put in all those different levels. It will automatically get you into the trades. And guess what? You can automate it where it does Fibonacci sequence after Fibonacci sequence after Fibonacci sequence, and you would have made money if you had done this. If you had done this way back at the beginning, I'm going to shrink this up. I want you to understand something. If you had done this down here at the beginning where we had started, rather than doing it manually, if you had used this power Fibonacci approach down here, you would have had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We are now on our 10th sequence. Does everybody understand what I'm talking about? This is powerful. This is powerful. This is amazing. So if you like what you're seeing, you want a simple program, a systematic approach to where you can make money in the Forex market, and you can have automation work smarter. If you type in your number, Diane and Gary and Sabrina and Trader NA, I see you on there. If you would like me to go in the details, if you want me to go into specific details, okay, of what it takes to get in this, type in a me, M-E. If you want me to go into specific details of what it would take to get this in your hands, just type in a me, M-E. And I will go into the details if you want me to show you this. So I've got a bunch of you typing that in. So let me do this. Let me give you the specifics. But it is this easy. I've got to ask you, yeah, I'm going to use 2 things. I'm going to use a smart Fibonacci tool. I showed you how easy that is. You click on it, 3, 2, 1, click. Then I go to this tool right here. I click on the edit box and I put it on. It is, everyone, I want you to understand, it is sweet. It works that easy. Okay. So I demonstrated that program to you. We've got student after student after student. I'm going to tell you, performance matters at the end of the day. These are our students right here. They are saying they are hitting it out of the park. 500 pips yesterday. I mean, I'm making 5,500 pips a week. Hey, I'm making 1,000 pips, 2,800 pips, okay? In the last 4 months, this is with real money trading accounts. In the last 4 months, our students have generated 2.3 million pips. If we equate this over to dollars, if just trading a standard lot, that is $23 million worth of profits. This is real money accounts that I'm talking about, the 2.3 million pips. As a matter of fact, we've actually gone back. We offered this to 100 students before, and they have tracked the results, and they have made 32,000 pips from the January 1st to right now. Now, if you were trading a standard lot, that is $324,000 of profit. Even if you're trading just a mini lot, that is over $32,000. And you can go 2 mini lots, 3 mini lots, 4. You can be somewhere in between. I want you to focus in on this. This is how our current students are doing. Now, our most recent set of 100 students, that's the results. They have utterly crushed it. So what we've done is we brought back, and we are offering this course. Right now, we've only got 11 seats left. I have well north of 100 plus people on this presentation. We do not have enough seats for everybody. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to tell you, this is going to be on a first come, first served basis. If you have not yet typed in your number, if you type in your number, we're going to follow up with you on a first come, first served basis. If you have even an inkling of interest, I would say at least get the information, get your number in the queue, so at least we can follow up. Because what we do is, with this program, we're going to provide you the education on how to do it. We're going to provide you the software and the tools, and we're going to provide you the constant daily and weekly mentorship on how to follow through. So with this Power Fibonacci course that we're showing you, it's going to completely automate the process. You can trade with it. You could be trading on it this afternoon. It's going to take you about 5 minutes to learn. It's going to identify the trades. It takes a ton of, it saves you a ton of time. Now, here's what it is. It's going to completely automate the process. I showed you. You do 2 clicks and you're in. It will get you into the entries automatically. It will get you into the exits automatically. You can also get alerts. Another tool, I didn't even have time. Part of the Power Fibonacci is we are going to send you alerts of which currency pairs to use this on, where to look to get in, and where to look to get out. Now, on the tool or on the course, we're going to provide you the information, the instruction. Okay, we do live classes. Now, we have a class starting on Monday. This is very important. We have a class starting on Monday. We only have 11 seats left, and we record them. So if you cannot attend live, or even if you do attend live, shortly after the course, you can rewatch it, make sure you get it. We are going to provide you a $1,000 course for free. It's included. It's called our Foundations course. We're going to provide you the basics. What is Fibonacci? How does it work? The ABCD, the retracements, the extensions. We're going to teach that to you. We're going to provide you with the ultimate charting software. That is the charting software that I showed you. We're going to give you that Power Fibonacci automation tool as I demonstrated. And I didn't have time to go into the alerts, but we're going to provide you on the alerts. Okay, we're going to give you a checklist and a risk management calculator. Again, this is just more stuff. I did not have time to go into this. Every single day, we provide live webinars as additional follow-up and coaching. Every day, we're calling setups. We are following new currency pairs for you to look at. And if you can't watch it live, we record them too. You're going to get assigned a personal coach, a person. You will have that person's name. You will have their telephone number. You will have their email. They're going to work with you. They're going to talk to you every single week. You're going to get an analyst on demand. This is a 24-hour-a-day, round-the-clock trading room. So let's say it's 8 o'clock in the evening and you want to talk to somebody at a possible trade. You can hook into the analyst on demand and get their feedback. Is this a good setup? They're not going to tell you to take the trade, but they're going to verify, is this a ABCD? Is this a good entry, exit? It is 24 hours a day. This is all included in this program. Now, the Power Fibonacci course, if we added up all those components that I just showed you, if we added up all those components and we added them up a la carte, this would be over a $10,000 program. But when we bundle it together, we're able to offer it for just $3,995. Now, if you want to go right now to our online portal and sign up for that, that is what you're going to pay, is the $39.95. But as a special price for the Investor's Inspiration, for this audience, this audience only, we're going to be offering you something. We are going to offer you something huge. This is a pre-launch special. It is coming out on Monday, but for everyone right now, I've only got 11 seats, but for the next 11 people that type in the number, your price isn't going to be the $39.95, not even $29.95. For the next 11 people that take action and type in their number, your price is going to be just $24.95. Okay, you are going to immediately save $1,500. That's almost 40% off the regular price on this. This is a special price that we are making available to the investor inspiration audience that's with me today. This is our last chance. This ends today. This ends with this presentation I did. This is a special price that we're offering for the investors inspiration. Oh, by the way, I forgot to tell you, we offer a 100% money back guarantee. So if you get into this, it's a 60-day 100% money back guarantee. So if you get into this and you decide it's not working for you, you've put in the effort, you've tried it, we're going to offer you that 100% money back guarantee. Unfortunately, we've only got 11 seats left. I'd like to recognize the following people that have typed in their number. So Douglas and Antoinette, I see your phone number. Thank you. Matthew and Carol and Jorge. What we're going to do is immediately after this presentation, one of our education specialists, they're going to follow up with you and go through the details with you. They're going to answer your questions. I imagine a bunch of you have got, some of you are ready to go. And I imagine some of you have got questions. What we're going to do is we're going to follow up with you. All I need is a micro commitment of your phone number. And by typing your phone number, here's what's going to happen. We're going to follow up with you. We're going to answer your questions. We're going to explain everything again because I know I went fast. We're going to answer your questions, and then when it's all said and done, we're going to ask you, what do you want to do? And if you say, hey, I want it, fantastic, you were off to the races, and your biggest problem is going to be you wish you would have seen this 6 months ago. And if after talking to us, you decide the time isn't right, it's not for you, that's okay. We will then free up that spot to the next person. We only have 11 seats, though. We are giving you, everyone that types in their number, you get what's called a soft hold. This means you're going to get the first right of refusal. We're going to talk to you. We're going to ask you what you want to do. If you don't want it, we go to the next available person. James, I've got your phone number there. Thank you so much. Orville, I see your phone number as well. Now, here's the way that this 100% money back guarantee works. Now, when I saw this, I've looked at other programs. I did not on one of them offered a 100% money back guarantee. This is huge. Oh, by the way, if you have already typed in your number, if you have already typed in your number earlier, if you want mine, just type in the word confirm. If you have not typed in your number, type in your number. If you have previously typed in your number, just type in the words confirm. That way we know you've got it. You're looking at the information. Now, this is the way the 60-day money back guarantee works. We want you to get into this. We're telling you, take the course, take the training sessions, take what we call that the Analyst on Demand. We want you to go through it. You're going to get access to everything, okay? And if during that 60 days you decide it's not for you, it's not working out, doesn't matter. It is a 100% money back guarantee. Now, for everyone that takes action today, we're going to provide for you a seat for that special session tomorrow night. This is going to be the Eurowave prediction. It is big. It is awesome. We are making money on it. Everyone that takes action, we're going to provide you. We only have 11 seats. As an additional bonus, that's a bonus number one. A second bonus for everyone moving forward right now is on that ultimate charting software. Normally when people move forward on it, we provide it to you included in the program for 2 months, for 60 days. Then after that, if you want to keep it, you don't have to. It's $249. But what we're doing for everyone that takes action today, everyone that moves forward, we're going to give you 6 months, 6 full months of the ultimate charting software. Kick the tires on it, work on it, place trades, see that it works for yourself. Again, this is only available to 11 people. A second thing we're going to provide is every single week. This is an addition. I haven't even talked about this yet. This is going to be every single week. You've got the live class on Monday. Okay, that's going to teach you how to do this. You're going to have full access to the recordings ahead of time. Okay, you're going to have full access to the recordings ahead of time, but we're going to give you 6 months of a weekly trading session every Monday. We're going to be going through this with you, and we're going to provide it for you. This is a second bonus. In addition, remember I showed you a way the trade copier. This is the way the trade copier works. Josh places a trade in his trade copier. It automatically gets sent to your computer, your software, your brokerage firm. You do the happy dance. For everyone that moves forward with us today, as a third bonus, we are going to provide you a month of Josh's trade copier free of charge. It is designed to automatically trade the copier. It is a set and forget type of program, but you always have full control. But it gives you the opportunity to earn while you learn. So Josh's trade copier since February, we're now up over 12,000 pips. As an investor inspiration bonus, everyone that decides to move forward, we're going to give this to you absolutely free for the next 30 days. It'll help you pay for the course. I call it an earn while you learn. If you haven't yet done so, you can just type in your phone number followed by the word bonus, and you're going to get everything here. So here's what you're getting. You're getting the whole program. You're getting the 2 months of the charting software, 2 months of the trading sessions. You're getting the pre-launch savings. This is what you started with. This is about a $3,000 savings. But for the investor inspiration, we're going to throw in a month of Josh's trade copy. We're going to give you 6 months of the charting software. We're going to give you 6 months of the live trading sessions. You are now saving over $6,000. This is the last chance. Now, here's what I'd like you to do. If you have the capacity, if you are moving forward and you would have the capacity to do it as a one-time pay, do me a favor, type in option A. Not saying you're going to, we're not running credit cards, but if you would have that opportunity to do it as a one-time pay, type in option B. If you are looking at doing more than likely a payment plan, maybe you can't do the full $24.95 as a one-time payment, you are looking at doing this as a payment plan, you can type in option B or payment plan. So for everyone before, Michael, Alexander, Trader, NA, Gaylord, could you do me a favor? Everyone that has previously typed in their number, could you do me a favor and type in either option A or option B? It just lets us know which education specialist to have follow up with you. Okay, we just have, if you're looking at the finance and the payment plans, we have a special team of education specialists that are going to follow up with you and work on that. So James and Katrina, I see you as option A. Lamar and Ivan, I see you as option B. Go ahead and keep those coming. Now, in addition to that, James, we're here. You still get the either option. You get the 100% money back guarantee. I'm going to make this a little bit sweeter. How about if I can give you another $300 off? Type in a yes if you'd be interested in another $300 off. I'm going to provide this for everyone if you will call us. I've got the phone number right here. The 407, write this number down, 407-585-2417. If you can actually call us, we can offer you another $300 off. Type in call in if you are looking at doing this, and if you are looking at calling in. That way we can offer you another $300. So if you can call in, I'd like you to type in type in call in if you can do that. So what this does is this now brings in the cost down to $2,195. Everyone, I can talk about the performance. I can talk about our students. They are hitting it out of the park. Our students are making this one 745 pips in the week, 694, 850, 3,297 pips for the month. Okay, you're going to get all the education, everything I talked about. You're going to get all the tools. You're going to get all the software, everything I talked about. You're going to be getting that personal coach. You're going to be getting about the mentor. We've got option A and option B. If you have not yet done so, do me a favor, type in option A. If you would look to do this as a one-time pay, you can type in option A. If you are looking at doing the financing, you don't get quite as good price, but you get in right away, you still get all the bonuses that we were looking at. In either option, you still get that 60-day money-back guarantee. So again, regularly a $39.95 program. For our Investors Inspiration people with this call-in bonus, you get it for $21.95. This ends today. The class is on Monday. There's only 11 seats left. Okay. Now, if you are on the fence for any reason, here's what I want you to do. We've got special financing. We've got special financing set up. If you are on the fence for any reason, if you have not yet typed in your number, I'd like you to type in your number followed by the word fence. Okay? I'd like you to type in your number by the word fence. And what it means is that you're interested in the program. You realize it's not free. Okay? You realize there's cost involved, but we need to somehow make it work. You guys with me so far? You guys getting this? Okay? Now, let me do one last opportunity. Not everybody is going to qualify for this next one. Okay, but if you are on the fence for any reason whatsoever, type in this one. Now, On this last slide, everyone, and I've got to get going because we've got our next speaker. If there were a way where you could get this for free, type in me, M-E, if you'd be interested. Not everyone's going to qualify. There's a couple of things you have to do. We've got some special scholarship, but if you are willing to do some work for us, there is an opportunity where you could actually get this for free. If you are interested, I'm not saying you're going to qualify. We need to have that discussion with you, okay? But if you want to at least have that discussion, everyone, we're going to share this opportunity with everybody, but if you have not yet typed in your number, what I'd like you to do right now is type in your telephone number with the word free, okay? If you would like to at least have a conversation with us to see how this works. It's not for everybody, okay? You do have to do some things. You have to qualify. Not everybody's going to qualify. But if you want to see if you do qualify, I want you to type in your phone number followed by the word free.